Both sides enabled what we're dealing with today, with everything. They all voted for it. None of them dismantled anything that came prior, Let's go into that. We'll just do the segment right here, right now. Welcome to the Equilibrium Report, where we don't take sides, we take notes. Tonight's topic: how America quietly built one of the most advanced domestic tracking systems in the world, and how both parties helped make it happen. All right, let's start with ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. On paper, it's about deporting criminals and enforcing immigration law. In practice, it's become the data-hungry tentacle of a government that never met a database it didn't like. So how are they finding all these people? They're specifically targeting people, and they're not just cruising around and being like, oh, this person looks this way, let's go bother them. They're looking for these people specifically and targeting the areas and the people specifically. So how are they targeting these people? No one's talking about that, right? But they have access to every tracking tool that's been created and enabled ever since 9/11. They pull fingerprints from the FBI database. They cross-check DMV records, tax filings, and utility bills. They get access to private surveillance data, license plate readers, which are popping up everywhere, facial recognition, and phone location pings, all from companies like Palantir and LexisNexis. It's a digital web that can find almost anyone, anywhere. And here's the kicker. This wasn't all just recent and developed under Trump or one party. Republicans built much of the machine after 9/11, Homeland Security, the Patriot Act, and then ICE itself, all born under the banner of national security. The right said it was about safety. Then came the Democrats, who didn't dismantle it at all. They perfected it. Under Obama, deportations hit record highs. The tech got smarter, the databases got bigger, and the money kept flowing in. Under Biden, ICE rolled out new mobile tracking apps like SmartLink that use facial recognition and GPS to keep tabs on migrants released from custody. So much for rolling back enforcement. So now we've got bipartisan buy-in on a system that watches everyone, not just the people it's supposed to. Both sides swear they're protecting the country, but neither side seems bothered that the same surveillance power is used to find undocumented workers today could track a protester tomorrow. The equilibrium here is simple. The left says it's compassion, the right says it's law and order, but the result is the same: a government that's traded freedom for efficiency and privacy for control. So when you hear politicians argue about who's soft on immigration, remember, they're fighting over who gets to hold the leash, not whether we should have built the cage. And that's what I have to say about that. ICE's targeting priorities are, according to them, I'm not going to go into that. See, this is what they say. They say they prioritize individuals who pose a public safety threat, such as convicted criminals, gang members, people involved in human trafficking, or transnational organized crime. And they go on to say, our operations are carefully planned and executed. We do not conduct neighborhood raids or sweeps. Instead, our officers go to a specific location to locate a specific individual. So how are they tracking all those people? That's what we were talking about. And you can go into that a lot deeper as well. So tools and methods for targeting, right? Here's some of the mechanisms. Data and interagency sharing. Like I said, they use all the information from all the systems, from authority and government and privacy, the private sector. It's all up for grabs. Intelligence and surveillance. They have access to all of that, and they use audits of employers' I-9 forms. And I'm sure they're using some other means as well as specific targeting. But I'm sure there's not specific information readily available on that. I mean, if you have a phone, they're tracking that, looking at that. But anyway, so it's no King's Day. I was going to go and take a look, but I ended up having to deal with some problems at the house. I'm just now getting it done and whatnot. Took all day. But yeah, the Dems need to get it together. They're just tooting this elitist horn about themselves and like they're this picture perfect party and have no faults. And it's just it's easy to say what people want. It's easy to say what people need, but then you have to do it. You have to actually vote for it and do your part. But they don't, They pushed Hillary on you instead of Bernie, and they were tied in with Epstein just as much as Trump.